Welcome to Trading Lounge and the 11th of March for the European Indices, and starting with the DAX on the daily chart here. This is our primary count here with wave 1 and 2 here, and then wave 1 and 2 here pulling back into this little box here. We could also label this the same as the US markets, with wave 1 up here and having a wave 2 pulling back into this space here as well. But for today we'll just stay with this particular count here. And we can also, what else can we can also talk about this particular move up here being a wave 4 here, pulling back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. That would actually make that here medium wave 4. Not that it's a big deal at this stage, but yeah, so we'll see how that travels there. But let's just go in and have a look at this particular structure here on the 4-hour chart. So with the 4-hour chart here, just winding this back in here with wave 1 here, an A and a B and a C for wave 2 here, and then wave 1 up through here. We can also have this as wave 1, 2 if we line this count up with the American count. And this count also having wave 1, having this wave 1 here suits some of the other markets like the CAC, the AEX, and some of those markets. And of course the alternative count for this is wave 4 sitting up here. And that would make this an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here for this wave 4. And we can would look at this wave 4 here if a couple of these levels are broken. First of all, this level here, if we treat this as wave 2 here and we look at this as wave 1 here, and then we look at an A wave and a B wave and a C wave here for wave 2, if that's breached, then we could highlight this wave 4 a little more, and we'll also highlight this wave 1 here. If it was this wave 1 here, then we would look at the market pulling back to this area for wave 2 here. And if this area was breached, if the 10,800 became the retested resistance, then we would have to bring in wave 4 here. So it's like that. So let's have a look on the hourly chart here. So the move down here so far, this is in line with the US's move to the downside, would be wave 1 and 2 here, and wave 3, wave 4 pulling back to the 38.2% of wave 3 here, which is roughly where it is at the 11,500. So we'd expect this to drop here for this wave 5 here of wave A here. And then would look for an ABC rally, and this is where we start to look for the short trades here. Well, basically back under this area through here. Of course you can scalp down through here. You could look to short, well, you can pretty much short here and keep a stop above the top here. But this is the leg here that you'd want to be looking for the short trade here because of the 5-wave structure coming down through here. There is one more alternative count for this on the intraday basis, if I can just go to the 2-hour chart, and it's like this here. So yeah, it's basically counting 5 waves up into this structure here. In terms of wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 here, and ABC for 4 here and up for 5 here, which would leave us an ABC pattern to here. So and then having one more high here to finish off the structure here. So excuse me, so this could move up to here in 5 waves and then have a correction here. So the thing here is that you can look for short trades. So short trades would be all these open and closes here. If that became the retested resistance here, that's the 11,450. If that became the retested resistance, then you can look to do a quick trade to the downside. If this develops support here, then we really need to look at this scenario moving up here further. So it's quite simple. The 11,500 becomes the line in the sand, and if you can see support here, and support would be the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, which is your reference point, and then to here. So we've got that reference point and that reference point, and if they're breached, they'll click in long trades from there. So that's how we'd handle the upside there on those. The UK market, we can look at that next. We can look at it In the same way, I've got this count here in line with the US markets where we have wave 1 up here and we're looking for wave 2 to pull back here. We could also look at it slightly differently. We can also look at it as a wave 4 here as well. I need to put that up 1 degree higher and pulling back to the wave 4 of 1 less degree here. We don't really need to get that until the 6,800 is breached. And it won't make any difference either because we will be short. We're looking to be short here. So let's just move into the 4-hour chart. This is how this would pan out here in terms of wave 1 here, an A wave, a B wave here, and looking for a move down here in towards the 6.8. Of course, the 7,000 is going to give us a bounce here, so we need to be mindful of that. On the hourly chart here, we're already short here. We're keeping our stop out of the way here, and we can also look to be short again once the 7,100 becomes the retested resistance here. We should make new lows here because simply we've got an A wave to here, a B wave and a C wave here. That A wave could probably also sit here as well. It's not a big deal at this stage. It is definitely in 3 waves, whichever way we look at it. This here being a wave 4 pulling back here is moving a little bit high. So I'm not quite sure about that. So we could already have wave 1 here and wave 2 coming back into this space and wave 3 down through here. So we should be able to get a better short position than this here as well up into here. We just need to have that set up for that. So we'll be looking at that in the next video for that. Okay, let's have a look at the CAC and the MIB. So with the CAC here from France, it's just so the French market here, we've got a really nice trend up through here. This is very much in line with the US's price action, but also we're considering a top being in play here. So let's move in and have a look at that on the 4-hour chart here. It's not really telling us, don't need to see all that stuff, but certainly we've what we're actually looking for here is 5 waves to move down through here. So let's just go to the 1-hour chart here. Oh, that's the alternative count here. So I'll just come back to this 4-hour chart here just for a moment. Let me bring those dates and times in there. So what we need to see here for this to be, this is a strong trend to the upside, no doubt. So what I need to see here is I need to see 5 waves here. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So the pullback so far here is a wave 4. So we still need one more move down to the 5-2 area here. Once we get to the 5-2, we'll expect a bounce in 3 waves, pulling back 50 or 60%, and then we know that we're on the right track moving through here. There's also, as I looked at the alternative count for the DAX of being a wave 4 here and having one more high here, that still exists here as well. So that's on the 1-hour chart here. For this here, if this is going to fail here, then this will move up through here. If we do get this move down through here, then we'll have our 5 waves in play here, and then we can look for an A and a B and a C wave over here to come back, and then we'll move down from that area here. So we need to be able to rule out this wave 4 here. Okay, so I can't do that just yet. We just need to see. So one more session. If the next session has rolled over, then we're on our way. Okay, and it's okay because we'll bounce off this level here to give us the right setup over in this particular space here, and also the MIB as well. Just quickly, Italian MIB. Once again here too. This can also be a wave 4 in play here, and a wave 5 to move up higher through here. We have got 2 short trades in here already, so we can put a stop just above this area here. If I can just put that in red here, keep it above that orange line there, the 72 area through here, and that should stay in play here. Now the same thing here again, if we get this 5 waves in here, then we'll get our little A wave, our B wave and our C wave here, and then we'll be moving back lower through here. So that's what we're waiting for with all of this, but as it stands at the moment, the move down here is just 3 waves. We need to see if it turns into a little ABC for the 4th and then down for the 5th here. So I mentioned this in the last video, so we're just tracking those counts. We need that impulse wave down here in the European markets to confirm that we've got another move down and have that short trade click in. Alrighty, so we'll just wait for that and see where we are from that. Even if it's on the long side, it will be 1 and 2 and 3 up here and pulling back for 4 and 5 up here, and then there'll be an A and a B and a C, so it will be 1, 2, 3 where it is now, 4, 5, and then an A and a B and a C here. So you'll be able to pick it up next session. We've just drawn a line through here and picking it up through that way there. So it's all sort of falling into place for a trade. Let's just see if it's going to be on the short side or the long side. The probability is on the short side, but I just don't have the evidence for that just yet. Alrighty, cheers.